everyone. It's Stacy from Achievers Prep. Welcome to another episode of It's All Education, the podcast. I have a wonderful guest here with me today by the name of Andrea Caldwell. Andrea is coming to us today to talk about her nonprofit, which is called Stepping Stones Youth Development Program. And we're going to let Andrea come on and tell us all about her program and what it is, all of the great things that she's doing. Andrea, hello, welcome.
Stacy, thank you for letting me be a part of your podcast. So grateful. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Listen, I am so tickled to have you here. One of the first things I want to do, Andrea, is give you a moment to just tell my audience, tell them what it is you do, because I met you on LinkedIn and I remember that there was a quote on your profile that says, helping our youth step into success. So talk a little bit about Stepping Stones Youth Development Program and tell us what you do.
Great. Thank you again. Stepping Stones Youth Development Program has been a labor of love since November 25th, to be exact, 2008. And it had been my mission to delve more into Bakersfield, California, and work with our youth 13 to 18, which is a pivotal age of adolescence, young adulthood, specifically junior high to high school seniors. And, the pivotal things that they're going through, whether it be bullying, self-esteem issue, counseling, just acceptance. I saw more and more with the community outreach I had been doing in other sectors, whether it was maybe a food drive, maybe a town hall meeting, or maybe a neighborhood watch or something like that. Whenever I approached young adults, there was always like a gravitation to me that, well, what do you do? Do you have something going on? I mean, I need some help in tutoring. I need to talk to somebody about some things going on with school, and I don't want to talk to my mom. And the co-founder, Gloria Morales, and myself and about a team of 10 other friends and volunteers in the community, we sat down and I said, we really need to target this group. So it manifested as Stepping Stones in 2008. But the twist is we allow the students to have the platform of what we call a rap session. And before pandemic, we were meeting weekly on Thursdays, and we called it a rap session where they were able to just unleash whatever was on their mind. But most times I would have a guest speaker from the community that would be able to give expert opinion in life skills, maybe how to start your own business. I remember finally a dear friend who was a photographer. His name is Mike Lopez. And one thing he left the kids with was to go out into the world, get out of Bakersfield, California. You're saving your money for Jordans. You're saving your money to go to the mall. Save your money bit by bit to go and visit another state. And the kids, their eyes just open, because most kids in Bakersfield, we're so acclimated to driving. We have public assistance, we have public transportation, but everyone feels we just drive, we just do. And the kids, they'll walk, they'll do busing and all that. But to get out of town somewhere, you really have to get their parents to take them. And a lot of our kids, we're targeting single parent homes. Their parents are just manifested in their job and survival. And so we've been that catalyst to get the kids out of town, to take them on field trips. And we've been able to go down south to the LA area and take them to the Museum of Tolerance, Getty Museum, Long Beach Aquarium. Our goal, when things get a little more close knit, if you will, to get them to plays. And so going back to Mike, he just said, save a little bit, get down to LA and visit a museum. But he said his first trip was to Chicago because he's a big Jordan fan, and he was speaking about that. And so the kids, they left with that. And lo and behold, like maybe a year or two later, one of the kids said, I saved and I'm going to go visit my one of my uncles in Atlanta. And so the things that we're trying to manifest in these kids is really driving home. So that was great to hear. The other things we're trying to do is reach out to our friends that are MFTs and counselors. Another young lady happens to be Mike's wife, Gina Gordon. The kids wouldn't let her leave. She was talking about crisis counseling, talking about acceptance, bullying, how to better communicate with your parents in arguments, discussions, or hopefully trying to agree with your parents on things they're trying to, manifest in you. And it just tickled her because they just kept asking her question after question during our reception time. and she could see these kids are hungry for attention. They're hungry for the right guidance, not just what their peers are telling them, but I need life lessons to get me through to the next step. And so that's what I always coined, helping our youth step into success. So we're very hard on manners, personal, just interaction, social skills. We had a great night one time just on table manners. We brought in some actual dinner food where they could utilize the fork, knife, spoon, napkin, placement of the glass and beverage glasses, and even opening doors. We did a full circle. So like, okay, we're going into a restaurant, everybody. So let's show how do we open doors for each other, shaking hands. Then we got to the food before it got cold, and how to what fork is appropriate for the salad fork, dinner fork, and so on. And prom was coming up in a couple of months. So those specific interactions is a life lesson, as they continue to grow older. So it's just a phenomenal thing. The success stories. In the 12 years, we've been able to help tutor, prepare our students for college, whether it's application, doing their personal statements, helping them with scholarships, vouching for them, giving them recommendations. We've been able to get 10 kids graduated from four-year universities. To date, we have 6 students that have went on to their master's. My background comes from the Department of Human Services here in Bakersfield, where I was a job developer for 20 years. So I retired 4 years ago. So now I'm really plunging into this full time. And 3 students are now social workers with the department. So before I retired, I was able to get some students in as a career for social workers. So the list goes on. I'm excited, and it's really, again, a labor of love in making some success stories with our kids, where they know that, I guess you could say, you have an auntie and Gloria and I and the other volunteers, uncles that you can really lean on. We're not necessarily a boys and girls club, but we're trying to fill in all those areas. The one immediate theme that I'm really trying to challenge and hopefully rally the community to help us sponsor and support is a mobile mentoring unit, where there are a lot of kids in outlying areas. We can't get to them because they're unable to get to the site. We try to give transportation vouchers for the bus to get there, but the demand is getting greater. And if we are able to get a Sprinter type vehicle, a transit type vehicle that we can at least get 15 kids at a time, that will really help us go in the outlying areas that they can be twofold, where we could tutor on the spot, maybe job search and help them job develop on the spot, have even our laptops where we can do a quick resume, email it to them. They can have something tangible where they don't have to go to 5 different places to get the support, but we can do it hands-on right in front of them. And again, obviously, if they need some counseling, some one-on-one support, and then couple it with support services, have some incidentals on hand, personal toiletries. There's always a need for those things that we tend to forget about that the students need. And sometimes their parents can't always supply. So, we don't necessarily have a pantry, but we have some sources that we're able to help the immediate family with certain things. But we have had some great support with Target and Walmart, where we were able to, in fact, get toiletries and incidentals to help our students, and especially our college kids that are going back to campus as well.
You are doing some amazing, phenomenal work with this organization. I
can't stop, Stacey. It's something people like, why do it's a no. No is not in my vocabulary. We have to make that difference. We really do. And I get so annoyed with us complaining about our youth, how they're not as proper and mannered as they should be. Bakersfield, unfortunately, we're having a high crime rate. So it is incredibly important now to really raise up our sleeves and see these kids, whether if they're in the store. I always keep my brochures handy, because I've approached a lot of kids and they've approached me. Are you a teacher? No, I happen to have a mentor program. And they seem immediate spark. Well, who can come? And I said, you know what? In fact, you can come. That's and I have a flyer, I have a brochure with me. I said, my cell number's on the back. Call me. I'd love to have you. We always try to feed our youth, so you'll always leave with a snack, a meal at least when we meet, on Thursdays. And again, I hope we can get back to that right away, because it really made a world of difference. They felt they belonged. They were able to unleash their issues and concern, and at the same time, get fueled with some information from our great supporters in the community.
Now that is awesome. But listen, I heard you say something about something you want or something you need. So
Right,
if there are people listening out there and they want to support you, tell the people, number one, what it is what you're needing right now. What is your need to help you continue doing the great work that you're doing right now?
We're trying to gain monetary support to help with the operations of the program. The immediate things, I mean, we're doing volunteer, support. So to rally around, as I mentioned, with school supplies, there's been school drives throughout the community, but a lot of kids still didn't get what they needed, in particular the kids that we're supporting. I didn't get a lot of support with back to school supplies and backpacks. And so our target group is 25 to 30 kids that we are still in contact with. We're doing social distance. And that's why I said the sprinter would be so pivotal to get to meet those kids. If they can't come to our site, or our volunteers can get to them. So those are the immediate things that we're trying to really tackle: the back to school supplies and also the transportation need. We can't go forward just yet with travel trips, but locally, even if it meant we got the kids caravan together to go to the park and host, picnics or something like that, again, with the mindfulness of social distancing, that will make a world of difference. I mean, our students are humble. They're not necessarily like, I'm entitled to this and that. They're excited about the things, as long as they know this coming from a place of care and love. And I hate to give kids, just things that, okay, it just happened to be something that looks kind of inexpensive. I have high school kids that have some heavy duty classes where you can't give them a real inexpensive backpack. We got to go
Right.
we got to go JanSport. We got to go with some heavy duty stuff.
Right,
You can get them
right.
into the next year, so
Right.
get them something of quality that can last. And so that's what we're trying to, capture at the moment.
Well, I am glad that you came on with me today. I'm glad that we had an opportunity to highlight the wonderful work you're doing. So tell the people, before we close out, tell the people who are interested in helping you, or they just want to know more about your program, tell them how they can reach you.
Okay. My email is steppingstonesyouth@gmail.com.
steppingstonesyouth@gmail.com. Okay.
And certainly if they can route through you as well,
absolutely.
I would appreciate that.
Absolutely. As always, I normally say, whenever I have a guest on, if you didn't catch it, but you're anxious and you want to get a hold of someone, you can always reach out to me at Achievers Prep. I will give that email address. It is myprepacademy.com. So it's admin@myprepacademy.com. It is that simple. You can go to the website, myprepacademy.com website. There's ways to contact me there, or you could simply reach out to me on the phone number. My phone number is 407-603-9940, and you'll be reaching out to Achievers Preparatory Academy. Again, Andrea, I want to thank you for coming on with us today. And I will close it out by saying, the human experience is our classroom and life is our teacher. And at the end of the day, it's all education. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. I appreciate you.